Oh no, it's already update number 7 of my Hot Country Solo Challenge, where I try to play this. And believe me, I am already more frightened than ever. Oh no, 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 no. Okay, you can sense there's a lot of energy going on there. And this is crazy difficult for me, but I've been having a lot of fun with this one. And I just want to tell you briefly what my practicing is about at this stage. It's really, I would say, twofold. One of it is because I can somewhat play the thing up to tempo, now I need to focus on how it actually sounds. So that means I'm more thinking about the tone, and for this particular style, I really want to get aggressive with my finger picking and plucking and chicken picking. So even if I turn the guitar down, you should be able to hear. You really want that to come through anyway. And you know, and that's tricky because for one, my nails are really, you know, they're really thin, and this is not a nail thing. You're not supposed to be sort of using the nail to generate the tone, but the nail is still there, and I don't know if you can tell, but it's really not feeling that well. So, but it's a flesh thing, so it doesn't really matter unless I, you know, start to experience pain because there's no nail left. But it's really the flesh that's supposed to generate the sound there. And then also what I try to do is to minimize my movements and really get sort of machine-like thing going and use much more of my arm and less of this. Because this is not a consistent movement. So if you rely on, you know, doing that, you know, lots of wrist movement, you're more prone to errors, and it's not as effective. It can be really cool for a tone thing if you're doing like twangy, funky stuff. But if you want precision and high tempo, you really gotta involve the whole arm. And some people get confused when I say this because they've heard that, you know, when you do speed picking, you may not use your arm. And that is only partially true. The shoulder is involved, but you're not supposed to get the most of your movement from the shoulder. But there's no denying in the fact that you do use all the muscles when picking, even though you can't really tell. But if you, even, you know, the top shredders, they will, when doing like extreme picking stuff, they will tense their arm up, which means they're using their muscles, because we don't want to apply any tension unless we really have to. And the only time we really have to apply tension is when there are muscle movements involved. If you start to tense up when you're not doing something that involves your muscles, then you're definitely tensing up for the wrong reasons, okay? So all this just to say that I'm trying to be a bit more conscious to do a little bit less of that and a little bit more of that, but I'm really exaggerating the movement. You can't really see that, but I am using the arm, and I am using a little bit of that shoulder movement. So yeah, that's what I'm working on. So basically, instead of doing like this, like that, I try to do. So instead of, you know, just doing that thing, I try to do a little bit more of this. And that really seems to help, you know, trying to speed it up. So those are the two things I focus on, and I still have some problem areas, although they have shifted a little bit, and I'm a bit more comfortable with this. That thing which has given me heaps of problems, and now it seems to be this one, which is the most problematic for me, which was kind of expected, but I haven't practiced this one as much because other things were more pressing, but this one needs a bit more practice. And also this thing, I'm finding it a bit hard to get the same twangy kind of tone. I think it's because, yeah, it's a bit of a weird lick because you start each mini phrase with a bend, which is hard because you have to also get rid of the bend in order to get to the next note. You can't sort of be in the middle of a bend and then move on. So, and also every other note is that, whoops, staccato. So it's down, pop. Right? So the second note is staccato, and that's a weird combination for a rocker like me to first have like a bend and then quickly staccato note and then another bend. So that seems to be a little bit tricky for me. I'm working on that. But other than that, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, where are my fingers, that I'm approaching the kind of the final result here, the end result, because I do feel a little bit more comfortable about my playing here, though I'm obviously not quite there yet. So that's it for today. Thanks a lot for the feedback you guys gave me last time. I need it to finish this one. So have a good one and see you soon. Cheers.